ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यदविद्याविलासेन भूतभौतिकसृष्टयः तं नौमि परमात्मानं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहम्. Okay. Did we finish the small 2 lines on page 109?
105. Now we are on 105 and 6.
Huh?
110. We have to start with intention. 106.
Sorry. Intention we have to start. The other one, evam trivido padartho nirupiti. All that we have done. Okay. Intention. Generally, intention is what I intend to convey. Correct? So, generally we will say the intention belongs to whom? The speaker. But here is varying slightly from that. In Vyavahara, it is true. Intention belongs to the speaker. There is no other way of looking at it. Okay? That's why my expression and my intention has to be in harmony. You know? Otherwise, I'll have to keep saying things like, sorry, I did not mean it. All that thing, forget it. Express what your intention is. Okay? All right. So here he is saying, Krama praptam tatparyam nirupyate. In the order, we are now dealing with tatparya. Okay? Intention. Okay. Tatra tat pratiti ichya ucharitam na tatparyam. Okay. He says, just because you intended to say something, that does not necessarily make it tatparya. Yeah. That means he is taking the tatparyam a little bit away from the speaker. Normally in Vyavahara we will say tatparyam belongs to the speaker. But because he has to take the Veda into account, okay, he is saying it is not just what the speaker wills. It is not. Why? Why do you say that? He says, Artha Jnana Shunyena Purushena Ucharitad Vedartaha Pratyabhava Prasanga. He says, what will happen? What will happen when someone who doesn't know the meaning of the Shastra, he doesn't know the Vedartha. Okay? He doesn't know the Vedartha. But he said it. This Veda party is chanting Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Vedane Tam Guhayam Soshnute Sarvan Kamancha and doing Abhisheka with it. Does he understand what Satyam Jnanam Anantam is? For him it is just chanting. But you hear it, you understand. Uska tatparya kidhar gaya? He had no intention. His intention was only to do Abhisheka. But you heard and you understood Satyam Jnanam Anantam, correct hai? Class mein suna hai, Taittiriya Upanishad se. The tatparya of that section is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. No? The whole thing is there, but the whole tatparya is in Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. You understood, but the one who is saying it is not understood. Shabdaha eva janati, natu shabda jnanam. Knows only the words, doesn't know the meaning of the words. What about that? Then how will you take into account that you got the tatparya, but he didn't have it? Okay. Then ayam adhyapakaha avitpannaha. The adhyapakaha, this person, doesn't know what he is teaching. Yeah. He doesn't know what he is teaching. Yeah. I found plenty of cases like this. Guy is saying something, but he has not understood it. He is just parrot-like repeating it. is being recorded. I was giving you a very different example. Okay. Iti Vishesha Darshanena Tatparya Brahma Asyapi Abhava. And in this case, even there is no Tatparya Brahma. You have very clearly understood what he is saying. Okay. Yeah. Or someone is giving you directions, mechanically repeating what he has heard. Okay. At this petrol pump, turn right and go straight, you will reach there. Hey, you've been there before? No. You saw it on a map or something? No. Then somebody told me like that. Can you see? You understood very clearly, but that guy doesn't know. In these cases, how will you take it? Especially when it comes to the Veda. The whole discussion is centered more around the Shabda Pramanam than your Loka Vyavahara. Loka Vyavahara, yes, we will say Tatparya belongs to the thing. Nacha Ishvara Ishvariyatat Ishvariya Tatparya Jnana Tatra Shabdena Bodha iti Vachyam. Or what about saying after the Veda is from Ishvara, therefore the Ishvara's intention? In a way you could say that. From one standpoint you could say that because it is true, no? The whole Veda has been revealed by Ishvara. Therefore what is the Tatparya? But then is he available for us to check Tatparya? He is not available. Supposing you tell me something. I think I got the Tatparya. But I can verify it with you, no? And ascertain that this is the Tatparya. But that's not available. Only the words are available. Ishvara is not there. Ishvara is not there. Then what will you do? Therefore, he says it is not Ishvara's Shabdena. Why? He is giving a different answer. Ishvara anangi kartuhu api tad vakyartha pratipada darshana. Because the meaning can be understood by someone who doesn't believe in Ishvara also. Supposing there is a guy who doesn't believe in Ishvara and he hears Swarga Kamaha Yajeta Agnishtomena. You understand? You want to go to heaven? You have to do this. Ishvara is there. No, I think this is just made by somebody. You can understand. Therefore, Uchyate Tat Prititi Jana Yogyatvam Tatparyam. What is Tatparyam? The Shakti or the meaning that can give you the understanding. Those words, they have the ability to make you understand something. Vakya Deva, from the sentence alone you have to understand what it is. And the sentence is capable of making you understand something. Laukikam Vedikam Va. Can understand. If that is there, the ability to understand what is meant, that is inherent in the sentence or the words itself, is called Tatparyam. Are you getting it? What do these words mean? That is why a lot of time is spent in analyzing the words in the sentences. No? What does it mean? Is there any other opposing sentence? Is there this, is there that, forward, backward? All that you go. Why? To see whether, what is the meaning? To be sure what is the meaning of the sentence. So the meaning of the sentence itself is capable of delivering the meaning. That capacity is called Tatparya. Clear? Even though it's called intention in English.
But it won't work for Tattvamasi, no?
Tattvamasi also will work.
Because Tatparya, the words, the explicit
But
Tattva, then you need Lakshana.
by Lakshana it is capable, no?
Yeah, so it needs something else to...
Yeah, agreed. So Lakshana is always necessary. Supposing I tell you, pot is walking. Pot is walking. How can pot walk? Yeah. But you understand, na? Pot belly, Lakshana. So Lakshana is immediate. It is not indirect. It is not away. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Someone here wanted to ask something?
Swamiji, Karthik here.
Yeah.
In fact, I may be wrong, but I believe the Purva Mimamsakas, they don't even believe in Ishvara. Ishvara. Right?
Yeah, one school of Purvamimamsa does not believe in Ishvara. But they believe in the Veda and understand the Tatparyam of the first section very clearly.
And they get the benefit also.
Yeah, they get the benefit also. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you have to add.
What the Guru says and what the student understands, that is also necessary for the knowledge to happen.
Agreed. That's why I said the basic principle I said, intention has to be equal to expression is to be equal to understanding. That's the basic principle. Building on that. Because you only have the words to work on. No? When it comes to Vedanta, you only have the words. Even the Guru, if he is going to say separate from them, then it's not acceptable. It's not the, yeah, anchoring is on the words. The whole thing is anchored on the words that is said. That's it. Like Tattvamasi, for example. Hold on. Tattvamasi. Supposing there is a Guru who will say Tatsyattvamasi, you belong to God, you are not God. Then you will have to look. Now, the Guru is saying, yeah, Guru sahi hai ke? One Guru said, some other Guru is saying something else. Which of it is true? Then you look into it, the context, this, that, etc. And you will come to that. No, Tattvamasi. So where did you get that Tattvamasi from? From the words itself, no? The Pramana. Your surrender is always to your Pramana.
So it is kind of saying it is more important than the Guru also.
Yes, the Pramana is more important. The Guru becomes important because the Pramana is important. And the Pramana has to be explained and handled by a Sampradaya with. That's why the Guru becomes important. Otherwise the Pramana. Your surrender is always to the Pramana, not to the, what you call, Guru. Yeah.
Maybe I have a question.
Yeah.
Like in the 4th and the 5th chapter of Gita, there are a lot of verses with yoga. So
Which?
the yoga shastra.
Yeah.
So it is a yoga shastra. So the yoga people, they interpret it same
Yeah.
in a different. So then
Agree.
what is the intention? This intention.
One second.
How does it
The words have something to say. Correct? How you interpret it is your problem. Your will is coming into the picture. He says, don't keep your will into the picture. That's why the Pramana involves a certain surrendering. It's like both of us saw something. What are you interpreting it? That's called Brahma, Adhyasa. Yeah.
So, but then they can tell the same thing about us.
Correct, because they are taking only those verses, we are taking the whole thing. That's why I always explain why it is called yoga, why the term yoga is used here. Remember? Because meditation comes in, mastery of the mind comes in. Because of that, the word yoga is used instead of the word jnanam. It doesn't mean that yoga. Like wherever yoga is talked about in the Gita, he is referring to karma yoga, no? He is not referring to hatha yoga, asana, pranayama practice. But they will take it like that. That's the misinterpretation. So that's how you know where the misinterpretation is. So where did you know all this? From the sentence itself. Yeah, you had something. No, Kavita.
Basically this Tatparya is related to the speaker or the Guru who is handling
It is related to the sentences he is saying.
to the sentences. It's not about the person or
No.
the student who is listening to it.
No. It's what is inherent in the words, in the sentences.
Sorry, is it also related to the pronunciation?
See, pronunciation was important because some Sanskrit mantras, the Udata, Anudata, Swarita, etc., change the meanings. But those words we don't have anymore. There was a time when the Swara also had a meaning in some words, not all words. But we don't have that meaning anymore. So now we go only by the direct meaning. That's why in Kali Yuga, many of the rituals, etc., have been lost. There were 36 shakas of the Veda. Only some 4 or 5 are available now. They have all been lost. But the lucky thing is in Kali Yuga, Vedanta Pramanam is available as it is. Yeah. That has not changed. So that is the thing. He says, see, even document, code document. What do you all do? You gain the intention of the person who made the will by looking at the words only, no? By looking at the document. Do you gain by any other way? How do you come to the conclusion that the one who has made the will wanted to give this to so and so, so and so, so and so? Whatever is written down, no? Why are you having a descriptive and an operative part? Why certain things are repeated in the operative part, for example? Correct? You make a general statement and then you have an operative part. Why are certain things repeated there? Tatparya, it has to come there also. Same way. Same way. A legal document, same way. Yeah. The sentence guides. You can't leave the sentence and take a Tatparya. Unless by Lakshana it is feasible. Unless by Lakshana, and you come to Lakshana because there is no other way. Remember, you will come to a Lakshana only if there is no other way. Otherwise, problem ho jayega. Otherwise, it will be like this. Christmas, I am going to a friend's house. Swamiji, what would you like to drink? Arey, give me some water, yeah. Water. Colorless, liquid, no smell, etc. Vodka de do. Lakshana is only when you can't go by anything else. Otherwise, water is water. Correct? It could change. That doesn't change. Yeah, Tatparya is there only. And how will you understand the Tatparya? Say sadhu. Oh, but he was a sailor before. All this is imagination. You go by the words. Correct? You can say sadhu. Correct. Khali pani pega. Arey, but he was a sailor before. So he is indicating that he wants to have a drink. No. All this is speculative, no? So how will you understand the Tatparya? Go by the words. Where the very clear cut. Sometimes when you are in question, you have to. Otherwise, it will be like this person who goes to a bar. He says, I would like a Pepsi. He says, we only have Coke. I'll take 1 gram of that also. Now what has happened? He has not understood what the speaker is saying. Na? Yeah. There may be some here who has missed it. I don't know. Yeah. My intention, like look at it. The intention is not to crack a joke. The intention is to reveal a point through a joke. Because that's what's happening in the whole thing. No? The larger context is that. Are you seeing that? Tatparya. What is the Mahat Tatparya? Yeah?
In fact, Swamiji, like many times as, when we are younger and we by heart a lot of mantras and shlokas,
Yeah.
in the Tatparyam there is something totally different, right?
Correct.
It's like to get some punya or some other thing, right? It's
Yeah.
not even
Correct.
connected to the
He
shloka.
agreed. That is why once start becoming teenagers and all, you junk that. Because it becomes a meaningless ritual. Becomes a meaningless ritual. Yeah. So when you are young, even if the person, usually it happens because the person who taught you didn't know the meaning. No, even without meaning you chant, it will have good effect, this, that, etc. So when you are a kid, you will take it. But once you start having your teenage, junk all that thing. That's what happened to all of us. No? We junked so many things because it didn't make any sense. The people who taught us didn't have any sense. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I was quite a rebellious guy, So when we are in the study group and all, normally you interpret Ramayana philosophically by putting Rama as Ishvara, the truth. So as a Purvapaksha, I did the other way around. I said Rama, when separated from Sita, became miserable. No? So Sita is Brahman, the reality, not Rama. Rama is the Jiva. Hanuman is the mind. Why? Hanuman. Jambavan was the teacher. So it became the gigantic form, Akhandakara Vritti. So ऐसा बोल के पूरा उल्टा कर दिया Ramayana. And the person who was taking the study group was considered expert on Ramayana in the organization. Poor guy didn't have any answer. I felt sorry for the guy afterwards. Ramayana expert, and here is a teenager putting the whole thing ulta for her, and he doesn't know what to say or do. Yeah. I said, see, fact hai na, like this. Here, this is what happened here, this is what happened. This is the best interpretation for it. No, that's not correct. I said, okay, I will accept it, but tell me why my logic is clear here. So I deviated from the Tatparya of Ramayana. But this is how we are taught a lot of things without any explanation. So we junked it. Yeah. So, gadbad hota hai. Because our interpretations, our will comes into the picture. You have to go with the sentence. What is said? What is this? Now, from the sentence, you have to go into what is the intention of the speaker. The problem that comes in Vyavahara is people don't speak their minds. Old jungle saying, Phantom comics. People don't always say what they mean. Yeah. People don't always say what they mean. That is the big issue. That's the big issue. That's where the problem comes in Vyavahara. Yeah. And they don't say what they mean. Yeah. So that is why, see, now look at it. Because of that, integrity was valued in our culture so high. Thought, word and deed has to be in harmony. Whatever you say should be in harmony with your thinking. It can't be in disharmonious with your thinking. You may not say everything you think, that's okay. You have the right to privacy, etc. But whatever you say has to be in harmony with that. So that became as a value because in human communication, otherwise you have a problem. That's why they'll say the new thing came up. Not new thing, it's old only. Look at body language, because body language will reveal intentions more. Because it's a subconscious thing. So you can't hide it so much. You can, but you can't. It takes some effort to hide. Yeah. So body language, look into it. So all that is part of the game for finding out intention only. Na? But as far as Veda is concerned, what body language are you looking at it? Ishvara is not available to have a look at his body language. So because of that, we have to go only by the words. See, this whole definition is more applicable only to the Veda or the Vedanta, the Upanishad, etc. Okay, yeah. From there it has come. Otherwise, intention belongs to the speaker is fine, not a problem. Yeah. In fact, in world we will say that, no? Don't always go by what he says. Why do we do that? We don't take everything at face value. Why? Because the intention is gudam, is hidden. Guda, Abhisandhanam, etc. In debate, all these things come in. You're presenting an argument, keeping your intention hidden. So these type of things will come. Yeah. But even then, what will be answered will be what he said. And will be answered in such a manner that he has to reveal his stand. Yeah. So all this is part of the game of life. Yeah. One thing. Yeah? Yeah, Karthik.
So Swamiji, even though the Veda Pramana is apaurushaya, it's
Yeah.
not of human origin, but the Mimamsa analysis that is done is human though.
Correct. That's correct.
So the interpretation still has a human element, so can it not be flawed?
Aha. Now that is where the beautiful thing comes in. Because the first teacher was the Lord himself. And the methodology of teaching ensured that that vision was transmitted. So it is not that everyone will get the same vision. But the teachers and the student who goes to become a teacher has to have that vision.
Yes.
That way. So that's why that unbroken line of Guru Sishya Parampara becomes important. So even if it is broken, has the teacher who belonged to a parampara where it was broken in between for whatever reason, did he find another sampradaya with to take it forward? To learn from and take it forward?
Yes. Thank you.
He did, therefore there is not a problem. Yeah. Like Swami Dayanji went to, in fact Swami Chinmayanji himself, since Swami Chinmayanji was not teaching the Shastra, sent him to first Pranavananda, the first teacher, even only few months. But under Pranavananda he realized that how that words have to be used as a pramana. Upanishad is a pramana, not a theory practice thing, and how to use the pramana he understood that. Okay, the methodology of teaching he got from Swami Pranavananda. Then he went to another great teacher in Rishikesh that time, Swami Taranandagiri, to study the whole Shastra under it. So even if the parampara is broken here, have you got it? Yeah. Because ultimate parampara is from Ishvara. After Ishvara, whom do you take next? Saptarishis. After that, whom do you take? Vyasa. After that, whom do you take? Shankara. Until it comes to my teacher, like that it goes on. So the parampara becomes important because you don't want to see any misinterpretations.
Yes. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Now the thing is, all schools of Vedanta will claim the same thing. Dvaita, Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, all of them will claim. Then Beda, there is these three you know. Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita and this thing. Then there is Shuddha Advaita. There is Beda, Nikampara, Beda. Shuddha Advaita, that Gujarat Mahatma, what is it? Vallabhacharya. So like this there are some 10, 12 schools. All of them will claim the source as Veda only. Then you will have to say, is Advaita the Tatparya or non-Advaita is the Tatparya? Then you will have to say, Apurvata of the Veda, of the Shastra should come in. Is the Shastra telling me something I can't figure out myself? If it is talking about things other than Dvaita, I can figure it out myself. I don't need the Shastra. Remember Murari's story? That story is to illustrate that Apurvata of the Shastra has to come in. Then that will have to be the main Tatparya. Because Apurvata is part of deciding what is the Tatparya. Upakrama, Upasamhara, all that. Yeah, so Apurvata is one of the main important thing is Apurvata. Where what is the uniqueness of the Shastra? Dvaita science also tells me, part and whole science tells me. I don't need Upanishad for that. So that picture will also come into the thing. Then you can ask a question, then why did these teachers say that? Two standpoints you can take. Teacher didn't know. He misinterpreted. That's being dismissive. Or you can say, the students were such, they're only ready for that, so you put them on track. You can give them either argument you can give. Yeah. Because you can accept that, no? Yeah. But what is the Tatparya? Yeah. Like if you analyze the Bible, Christmas tomorrow, Tatparya is heaven going. Because that's what the thing says. Did Christ know? Yeah, if you look at all the stray statements there, Christ knew. But what is the audience sitting in front of him? Shepherds, fishermen, क्या सिखाएगा इन लोगों को? You put me in front of them, मैं मौनी बाबा बन जाएगा. If you put me in front of shepherds and fisher folk and all, I'll keep quiet. I can't teach them. How will I teach them? But Christ could put them on track, no? That much he did. Yeah. So we will respect. But the Tatparya, yeah, it's heaven going. That's the thing. The whole Tatparya is like that. Yeah. So this difference you have to be able to say. Yeah. Otherwise we say all religions are speaking the same thing. But all religions are not speaking the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Some religions are more like a death cult, not religion only. Yeah. Swamiji, there are moderate Muslims. Yes, I know a lot of moderate Muslims. I am friends with a lot of them. But does their theology support that moderateness? It doesn't. That is a problem. That's the problem. Like there are a lot of secular Hindus. But does the Upanishad say there should be no Ishvara in your life? No. So there is no basis for that. You need not bring religion into your practice of law, this, that, etc. That's fine. That's fine. But in your personal life, there has to be Ishvara. Otherwise, where are you Hindu? There is no theological justification. There is no Upanishadic justification. Forget theology. Because Ishvara has to be there in your life. Otherwise, how are you a karma yogi? Yeah. Because remember, the true meaning, secularism has got nothing to do with Ishvara. That's where the problem comes. That's why if Indians have to be secular, only Gandhiji's definition will work. Sarva dharma samabhava. Treating all religions as the same, as far as the rule of law is concerned, which is good. But we are not following it. We are not treating all religions as the same, no? Yeah. So, Tatparya. Yeah. Back to that, okay? Okay. Now, he is giving an example that the words itself has to give you Gehe Gataha iti vakya Gehe Gata Samsarga Pratiti Janana Yogyam. You say Gehe Gataha. It doesn't matter who has said it or anything. You know there is a pot in the house. The sentence itself can give you that meaning, isn't it? You don't have to look at the speaker, who is the speaker, what is the intention. Intention clear, here, there is a pot in the house. Or bring me the pot from the house. Simple, direct. Whether a wise person sends it or a kid says it is the same, meaning is same. Natu pata samsarga pratiti jana yogyatvam iti vakyam gata samsarga param na pata samsarga param iti uchyate. Like when he says Gehe Gata, you are talking about the pot. You are not suddenly thinking, no, it is a cloth. It is a bale of cloth inside. Get that cloth. Thodi bola hai. Therefore, Gata Samsarga Yogyam. It is connected with Gata only, not with Pataha. That's the Tatparya. So, where did you understand the Tatparya? From the words itself. Contextually, of course, that's also important. Okay. Now he is giving an example to object to this. Thoda explain karne. People are all sitting. Scholars are sitting for a meal. Mast raam hoke kha raha hai. Okay. So, and the another scholar's wife and daughter-in-law is serving the food. Old traditional thing. So one of the scholars says, Swalpam Saindavam Anaya. Saindavam Anaya. So the mother-in-law said, did you understand what he said? Born in Vedanta Dikshita's family, married to Appaya Dikshita's family, both are great Vedantas. How can I not understand it? So she goes outside and gets the horse inside the house. Saindavam. Saindavam means what? Two meanings are possible. That which has come from the ocean, that which has come from Sindhu Desha. Salt, both are salt. This thing is salt. Sindhu also you get rock salt. Used to get rock salt previous. Himalayan pink salt, what do you say? Rock salt, yeah. From there. And Saindavam. But what has come from Sindhu Desha is also horses, because horses were bred in Sindhu Desha. Predominant horse breeding area was the Indus Valley, Sindh. So she got a horse. So he is using that as Purvaksha. Okay.
So here the context is only not applicable.
Huh?
The context.
Exactly, the context is important. In what context it is said. Yeah?
After eating, you have to go.
Then it is okay. Like if after everything is said and the man is saying, okay, I'll see you all later this time. Then he says Saindava, and then it is appropriate. That time don't go get salt. Yeah. Yeah.
So that is his intention was clear, but it was misread by the opposite person.
Exactly. The meaning is clear. If you look at the context, the meaning is very clear. He is sitting and eating like food here. Saindava, thoda salt kami laga. He wanted some extra salt. It's very clear. No?
Then the Shakti of the words depends on the context.
Of course. Without context, there is no communication.
Context.
Huh?
Then Tattvamasi depends on the context.
Of course, always. That's why before saying Tattvamasi, you have to create context. No? Otherwise, Tattvamasi, people will do japa on it. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Hey, what? Japa karke kuch fayda nahi hone wala. Aham Brahmasmi japa will not help you. In what ways you think Aham Brahmasmi will help you as a japa? Aham Brahmasmi is not for japa, it's meant for understanding. And Nididhyasanam you can use it. Not for japa. Japa do Om Namah Shivaya or something like that, that will help you. No, I'll do so, hum, and with breathing also. थोड़ा डिटॉक्स हो जाएगा, थोड़ा डिजी भी हो जाएगा, संभाल कर. Then Soham will become Saham. You know? There is a sadhu who used to give Soham mantras to everyone. He ended up marrying his cook. Soham became Saham. You know? I'm not mentioning names. All these were big names once upon a time. Yeah. You can give Soham, etc. Nididhyasanam, it is okay. Soham means Ishvara and I are one and the same. So they are all Pramana Vakyas, Mahavakyas. You can use it for Nididhyasanam, not for Japa. A Mahavakya is not meant to be used for Japa. Otherwise you will find books written like this. There are two types of mantras. One are Pauranic mantras, one are Upanishadic mantras. What about Vedic mantras? What about Tantric mantras? क्या two types of mantras बोल रहा है? There are hundreds of types of mantras. Yeah. The mantras can be classified in a very different way. Yeah. So the Upanishad mantras are only meant for Nididhyasana. Yeah.
What he's saying is that any sentence, even if Tattparya is there, it may produce two cognitions.
No. If you understand the Tatparya, only one cognition. Saindava Manaya.
But what if somebody understands it the other way around?
That means they are not understood Tatparya. Like this girl whom I gave as an example. She didn't understand the Tatparya. No? That Saindava means salt, not a horse, should be clear from the sentence itself and the context of the sentence.
So is it possible that a sentence will have to...
Dhatoho anekartatvat. A dhatu can have more than one meaning. Therefore, which meaning are you going to take? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Like see, Panini was sitting and teaching, na? When the tiger came, the student said, Vyagra, Vyagra. So he thought he was asking the meaning. Visheshena asamantad ghrannati. Something will come very in a special manner, come close and smell. That is the meaning of Vyagra. He didn't understand it was coming because the student was Vyagra, Vyagra. Thoda aste bola. And the tiger came and caught him. No escape. So he gave his famous Paribhasa there. Dhato ho anekartatvad. Dhatu can have more than one meaning.
So that means that intention will not be clear.
He didn't understand the intention.
Meanings, na?
Once again, he didn't understand the intention. That Vyagra meant tiger, he didn't get it. From how would the others get it? Supposing the others were also not seeing. From the intent, from the sentence itself, no? A sentence can have more than one possibility. Which possibility you will take will depend upon the tatparya. And the tatparya has to be understood from the sentence itself, not from outside the sentence. Context is important. So you have to understand the sentence. Listen, you have to understand the sentence in the context that it is said. Here you are sitting outdoors in the jungle and you are saying Vyagra, what are you talking about? Context is what? You are sitting in a jungle under a tree. Context is very clear, na Vyagra then. If you are sitting in a room like this, then Vyagra tiger has got no meaning there. No? Because there is a tiger, Bombay. A tiger coming here is an exception than a rule. In a jungle, the tiger coming is a rule, not the exception. So, context is important for Tatparya.
No, but in Vyavaharika, if I make a sentence,
Yeah.
if I have an intention, that can be interpreted differently by like it happens in my life all the time.
So, what is the interpretation that you are going to take?
Like I mean something, but the opposite person said, yeah, you said that, that means it means this.
That is misinterpretation. That can happen all the time. To prevent that, you understand the Tatparya. That's why in Vyavahara, we also bring the intention of the speaker to it. In Vyavahara, we will bring in, but not as far as the Veda is concerned, because speaker is not available. Only chanters are available, speakers are not available. So the speaker has to be a teacher. For that, he has to understand the Tatparya. So how do you understand the Tatparya? From the analysis of the sentence and the context in which it is said. That's why the whole analysis become important. That's why we say Purva, Apara, what has gone before, what is going to come later. Abhyasa, repetition. Is it a stray statement or is it consistently repeated and said? What is the uniqueness? Apurvata. Is there logic? Upapatti. Yeah.
Kind of covering, shadowing the...
Yeah. Exactly. Shatlinga Vichara, that's it. Yeah.
This in fact highlights the importance of traditional way of teaching also.
Exactly. With non-traditional way of teaching, it doesn't work. That's why you have some great non-traditional teachers who will come to Tvam as awareness very nicely. Very well they'll explain it. But that I am everything, they can't take that step. So Sakshi Bhavam, this and all. And the students are also very good. I met many of them. In my international travel, I met all these guys. People like Muji and all. Tvam-pada, they are fine. I can't. After that, what? That's only Viveka. The height of Nitya Vastu Viveka they have reached. But it has got to go to Jnanam. Tattvamasi has to come in. That doesn't come in. Because they try to make it secular. Leave God out of the picture. Nahi hota hai. Even if you are leaving out a personal form out of the picture, as totality you still have to bring in God. No? You have to understand Him as totality. And if you look at the definitions of God in all religions, totality is involved. Omnipresence means what? Big Brother watching? Television cameras. Yeah. So the religions defined it like that. How you are taking it is a big problem. So with all that you have to see the misinterpretation of course are there. That's why Tatparya is being highlighted. Tatparya is highlighted because misinterpretations are there. Yeah. And the context you will get from the whole Shastra. That's why that Purva, Para, Abhyasa, all that thing comes in. Because you are looking at the context. If you are not looking at the context, there is no need for Pura and Para and Abhyasa and all. Where is the need for all that? Bola na bola, main le liya, I say. Yeah. Like O Shvetiketu, Sa Atma Tattvamasi. That's the whole sentence. The Sa Atma Tattvamasi can also be interpreted as Sa Atma Atattvamasi. Because there the A is Dirgha, Sa Atma. Long A. So you put one more A, it will still be long A only. No? So Sa Atma Atattvamasi. Why not take it that way? Why not? Because Udaharanam, logic. What is the logic? And the opening statement. What is the opening statement? Ekasmin jnate sarvam vijnatam bhavati. You know one thing, you will know everything. Therefore, Atma Atattvamasi, you will not know everything. But Atma Tattvamasi, then you will know everything. So you take that Purva Para as the two Tattva. Yeah. Upapatti, logic. All the examples you gave was to know one, you will know everything else. The pot, the golden ornaments, all the examples given were like that. So contextually, you look at the whole thing and say, Tattvamasi. That's why the rules of analysis came into the picture. In any system, you will have certain rules of analysis. No? Anything that you write down, whether it's economics, science, law, biology, medicine, anything, you will have rules for analysis. In some systems, it is not taught separately, it is taken along with it. Here it is taught separately also. You mention separately. Why? This is how it is done. This is how it is done.
In fact, in law, it's so important because that's where the disputes start.
Exactly.
Other interpretations, and that's where the
Exactly.
loopholes are
Yeah.
common.
Exactly.
So the document has to be very important
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
make it.
That's why,
So,
supposing you make a will, now this is not done in law, where the writer says, this is my intention. That will be very difficult to challenge. Huh? Very difficult to challenge. But then if there's a deserving person who needs to get something out of it, you will be able to give it to him.
yeah, but then I will look at the circumstances about the mindset of the person.
Exactly.
And then challenge that whether he was in the right frame.
That's why they say, na, eye of sound mind and all that thing you say.
So
Yeah.
I would concentrate there.
Yeah. That's why intention is always contextual. You can't leave the context and say intention. So a lot of things goes in communication. Yeah. Even Vyavaharic communication, all these things are there. Na? He is giving you a contextual example as Purvapaksha, no? Saindava Manaya. He says, that's why he is saying, now I explained it using context, he also says it. Okay. So, okay. Saindava Manaya ityadi vakyam. Yada lavanayana anaya pratiti chaya prayuktam. Even though it is said with the ichha of getting salt. Okay. Ashwa samsarga pratiti janane swarupa yogyata satvat. There is also the possibility of Saindava meaning a horse. Okay. Lavana paratva jnana dashayam api ashwadi samsarga jnana pratiti iti chet. Says, even when you understand salt, you can also understand it as horse. No? Let us say there is a person knows salt to be a ABI, scholar, he is also a scholar. Understands both. Okay. If you understand only one meaning, then you don't understand the language. So he says, I only understand Saindavam as horse. Then you are not understanding enough of the language to make an interpretation. So you have to understand the language enough. That means you understand both. All right, then what? Therefore, we can take horse also, no? No, not possible. Why? Tad itara pratita ichchaya anuchita tvat api tatvaryam prati visheshana. What is the desire with respect to the situation? That's the context. He is bringing in context like this by saying, what is the desire in that? A guy is sitting for eating, why does he want a horse? What is the context? Context is eating. In that case, lavanam is used. How will you mean a horse when you are eating? Unless he owns a horse radish, which is different. But that we have a separate word for it. He wants salt only, na? Or kya chahiye? What else? In the context of eating, how will Saindavam ever mean a horse? I can mean only salt. Yeah. Now from Sindhu Desha, we are also getting terrorists. So Saindavam. No, not applicable. Yeah.
Swami, the rules of analysis, then these are the Shadlinga Vichara.
Huh?
Rules of analysis.
Yeah, that's why. Shadlinga Vichara. Shadlinga Vichara, yeah. Tatha cha yad vakyam yad pratiti Janana Swarupa Yogitve Sati Yad Anya Pratiti Chya Na Ucharitam Tad Vakyam Tad Samsarga Paritam Uchyate. Therefore, a sentence is made with what desire. Therefore, the person comes into the picture, if you notice, because we have hara. A sentence is made with what desire. And that is the thing to be taken, not anything else, he says. Even though it's a possible meaning. Anya pratiti ichya na ucharitam. In this context of eating, he is not talking about horse, he is talking. The ichya is salt, not horse. Therefore, in that also, in other words, the context has to be taken into account. Tad vakyam tat sanskara uchyate. Therefore, that sentence will have the tarparya in salt, not in the horse. Even though horse is a possible meaning in the word Saindava. That is ichya and ucharita. So, in the context of eating, what will be the ichya? Doesn't matter who says it. In the context of eating, what will be the ichya? Salt only, not horse. Shukada vakye avyukta panna ucharita veda vakyadaucha pratiti ichaya eva abhavena tat aniti anya pratiti ichya ucharita abhavena lakshana sattva na avyaptihi. He says when a parrot has said something, or someone who doesn't know the meaning of the Veda has said something, there, since the desire itself is not there, the desire for another meaning also is not there, he says. Are you getting the idea? Parrot is heard, Saindava Manaya, Saindava Manaya, Saindava Manaya. He keeps repeating it. The parrot doesn't know the meaning of Saindava as salt. The ichha for salt itself is not there. Then how is the ichha for horse going to come up? Anya pratiti ichha, etc. will not come up, so don't worry about it, is it? Yeah. Okay. The party, Veda party is chanting. Sa atma tattvamasi iti shvetaketo. He doesn't know atma tattvamasi. So anyat intention of atma atattvamasi, how is it going to come up? He is only chanting. His meaning is only with the chanting. मेरे को chanting से मतलब है और किससे मतलब नहीं. So there also, because his ichha about tattvamasi or atatvamasi etc. will not come up only. So the lakshana that he has given, that what is the ichha is valid there also, he says. Na vyapti. Na cha ubhaya pratiti ichhayoho ati vyapti. Nor is it ubhaya ichha. Well, if the context is ubhaya ichha, then ubhaya ichha karni. Tad anya matra pratiti ichhaya anuchitartyam vivikshitva. Okay.
Also, if the person knows only one meaning,
Huh?
there will be a problem.
What is that?
Suppose if the person knows only one meaning, like in this case, if the lady knew only Saindava means horse, but not Lavanam, then also there will be a
Then there will be meaning. That's why I said, nah, he doesn't know the language then. Then he says, then he is not qualified to interpret. Yeah, then he has to ask, he means horse? Horse idhar kaisa? What does he mean? You will have to check up. Yeah, because I don't know. Horse? How is horse? If he is a sensible person. Horse? Khane par hai? Kya chahiye horse? You ask. Hey, what does he mean? He means salt. Okay, he means salt. Bring the salt. You have to check up, no? If your knowledge of language is limited, you have to check up. What does he mean? If you are doubtful also, you can check up, no? Remember my communication workshop? Clarify. Clarify what he meant. If you are in doubt, clarify. If you want to know more, invite him to say more. We should revisit that workshop in some camp or something like that. Next camp, Pura communication workshop we can take. Awareness wheel, and I only did the awareness with you. Then how to ask, get the person to speak more, how to listen with empathy. वो सब करेगा एक camp में. Something like that we will do. Okay, yeah. Okay. Therefore, the vivikshatatvad. Okay. So that good place to stop up to here. Okay. What is the intention? There's something more, not much, but the main thing has been covered. Main thing has been covered as far as intention is concerned. Yeah. Then from there you will go into the pramanyam of the Vedas. Yeah, because contextual again. No? Yeah. So good place to stop. Om Tat Sat. Next class.